I've been fortunate to work with patients ranging from newborns to the elderly. So you hit a ceiling and that's it. And then no matter how many medications you try, there are no movements. Going through everything to really be effective in helping such patients. I've done a lot of sports in my life. I've tried many wellness systems on myself. I've tried many diets on myself. I found it hard to understand exactly how they help me. And when I was asked such a question, have you tried it? What did you feel? I said, I felt nothing. But in the first week of taking Synthesit, I took Elixir No1. The sensations were just incredible. They shook me.
So you used to be a doctor, right? Well, why? Used to be. There's no such thing as used to be. I agree, that's fine. Then I'll say that the doctor, or you can introduce yourself, I'm just Alexander Ivanovich, and you can introduce yourself there. Then I'm this and that and so on. Alright. Hello dear viewers, we are on the Synthesit platform. On this platform, people who take bioactive minerals, including athletes and doctors, share their results and the results of their acquaintances. This can be an increase in life energy, a return to health, a fight against various ailments, and an improvement in quality of life. Today we have Alexander Ivanovich as our guest. Hello again, Alexander Ivanovich. My name is also called Alexander, for those who don't know. Please, Alexander Ivanovich, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, how you are, why you started taking Synthesit, and what results you have.
Continued. Thank you. They call me Alexander Ivanovich, last name Nikolaenko. My educational background is in pediatrics. I graduated from the Leningrad Pediatric Institute, and after graduating from the institute, I started working in neonatal care. And I specifically worked with newborns, whether they were healthy or in a critical situation. And I worked there for exactly 25 years. Then for another 10 years, I supervised the maternity ward. So that's it. And I am grateful to fate for the opportunity to work with patients ranging from newborns to elderly people who are, as they say, on their deathbed. In the course of my work, whether I wanted to or not, I had to deal with a field of medicine known as rehabilitation. Recently, this organization has been providing care for seriously ill patients at home whom the medical system has abandoned. You understand that here you are not protected by anyone. And standing with my back to the colleagues, there's no hospital. So you work one-on-one with the patient, and in this work, pharmacy doesn't always show or provide the opportunity to achieve results, as mentioned. So you hit a ceiling and that's it. And then no matter how many medications you try, there are no movements. And that's why I had to step outside the boundaries of official medicine. And to be honest, I started getting acquainted with Eastern medicine, philosophy, psychology, and folk remedies. In general, to go through everything in order to truly be effective in providing help to such patients. One of the fields is oncology, but didn't happen by chance, because my wife worked for 17 years as a visiting nurse in a hospice. Hospice number 11, St. Petersburg, Pluk, whether I wanted to or not. I had to consult her, given their knowledge and abilities, and together we addressed many issues regarding the selection of means or tools that could help the body to stabilize, to adapt, and the best result is to come out of a crisis situation. And here in our world, in the world of information, there's so much that even specialists find it hard to figure things out. And we had to choose, either we try everything empirically, or we actually look for information on where, for example, specialists have really developed products or medications that show confirmed results and are applicable in practice. Because even in official hospitals, medical institutions, centers, science is disconnected from practice. And they do there. This is always possible in practice. So by chance, while browsing one chat, I came across this Gandar. I heard their advertisement that there is a medication called Synthesit. Naturally, I was immediately intrigued, wondering why. Because when you deal with such things, you perceive information in a certain way, so you hear what you need. And I heard about it, got interested, went to the website, and got acquainted. It became very interesting, and I decided to give it a try. We purchased a batch of bottles, and my wife and I split them in half amicably. I've done a lot of sports in my life. I've tried many wellness systems on myself. I've tried many diets on myself. I found it hard to understand exactly how they helped me. And when I was asked such a question, did you try it? What did you feel? I said, I didn't feel anything. But during the first week of taking Synthesit, I took Elixir No1. The sensations were just incredible. They shook me. What was that related to? The thing is, I have a training center. This is a state in the village where I specifically to check how fit I am, I use scythes to mow this area. The turning point came at 65. Up until I was 65, I could cover this area in one go, principally. Despite the fact that I have young neighbors around me with motorcycles, tillers, everything. They looked at me like I was a fool messing around with a scythe. And after 65, I felt like I was starting to give in. So at first it was in 2 trips, then 3, then 5 trips. And I feel shame, fatigue, kind of exhaustion. And here, literally in the first week, I worked from morning till night without stopping, just with a short break to drink some water. I felt that my productivity had been restored. And that shook me because before that, no matter what I took, vitamins, mineral complexes, just vitamins, I didn't experience such sensations with any folk remedies. I was shocked. And the second thing that amazed me incredibly, against the backdrop of taking the elixir, I felt that despite the serious physical strain of my age, I'm 69 years old, I literally didn't want to eat. Before that, you work physically. And so with my little hungry eyes, I'm thinking, now it's time for a little snack. Subtitles made by Demeter Zok. Veal, beef. I would eat. There's none here. Naturally, pills. The need for water, nothing was going down. No drinks, just water. Luckily, we have a well with fresh water that you can drink. And I think that this is just temporary. Some kind of stimulant. Although there are no stimulants mentioned in the description, but I won't have quite a bit of practical experience. I understood what iron is more, which is used in fantasite. I knew its function, its role, and I felt it myself. My wife had the same feelings that we still have, although it's already happening. The 3rd week is coming to an end after finishing the course, and we intend to take another course, and if needed, we'll take more. But at least when I started talking about this, that there is such a thing and shouldn't have polypharmacy. Polypharmacy in medical terms means prescribing many medications at once to one person, and doctors know this very well. You can track the effects of 1 or 2 medications in a person's body, but more than 2 is absolutely impossible. Moreover, we can't account for how they interact, these medications inside a person's body. And now a woman scheduled a consultation with me who, based on my recommendation, bought Synthesit. and started using it. It's too early to talk about the results, but at least I want to emphasize one thing again, that what happened was a shock for me, because I'm saying, how many times I used so many things and had such feelings, I didn't experience it. So I thank the company. I thank those who recommended that I read this information, for developing this medication for me, for offering it to me. I'm more than happy, Juan, to work with it and help further.
All right, Alexander Ivanovich, thank you for taking the time. They shared their personal feelings and impressions about their spouse. Of course, Synthesit should be continued periodically to maintain this effect. Because what kind of resource is there? We have something that Synthesit specifically provides and which diminishes with age. Unfortunately, you've pointed out very well that Synthesit helps eliminate polypharmacy, and as a single product, it can influence many areas of activity, thanks to the restoration of blood parameters, blood rheology, oxygen saturation in the blood, and biochemistry. Well, accordingly, the hematopoietic system, well, I think in the future you'll see some specific results. I will, of course. I'm in touch with you. We'll communicate when there are any interesting materials. I'm always ready to discuss and record any new interesting information. If there's anything else to add, feel free to say a few words. All right.
Another point is that I've probably lost 1 kilogram. In just 2 weeks, I've lost about 2.5 to 3 kilograms, and it's completely unnoticeable. And at least the relief is just incredible. I feel a surge of energy, a good mood, and a sense of vitality and freshness inside. Overall, it's wonderful.